So today's video I thought I would do a how to revise history, because for history there's so much content. History, understanding the topic does help, but it is a lot about memorising the content, and it can be very sort of specific to a question. And if you're not specific to the question, you don't get marks.
You see me popping in to say history is very much about
I find when you understand the history topic, it's a lot easier to memorise the content to the topic. So a good thing to do is learn what happened in that time period, so you know what's going on in the time period, because it is quite hard to know. It's quite hard if you don't know what's going on in that time period. Memorising the content is what a lot of history is about, which sucks because there's more to history than just memorising information. Like, it's teaching you about the past. And that a good thing you can do is you can get the history revision guides for all the different exam boards. You can get the revision and practice guide for history, which comes with the guide but also comes with practice questions. This revision guide gives you what you need to know. If you know what's in the revision guide, you are set for history. The revision guide summarises what you need to know, which is better because history there can just be so much, and it's not always necessary to know. Like, it's so much better having it just summarised, because then the information's just nicely condensed down. For history, I would do revision PowerPoints with the information so that I could come back and revise the topic. You could make history flashcards where you put the information on the front and a question on the back. If you're going to commit to this, you could put post-it notes around the house and read them, answer the question. But if you get the question wrong, then you have to go back, read it again, and keep doing it until you get it right. If you want to check your knowledge, get a piece of paper, blurt down everything you know on a topic, and then add in the corrections. This is important to add in the corrections. Now we're going to move on to exam technique. This is so important. You need to answer the question. There's no if, no buts. It's about answering that question. If you don't answer the question, it will be as simple as you'll get no marks if you don't answer the question. Do practice questions so you can get used to the style of layout of a history question. You can get past papers for all the different exam boards. Just download question and answer booklets. Just have a Google, see what you can find, or ask your teacher for some. Only talk about what's being asked in the question, like this is important. Do history essays, hand them in to your teacher and get feedback on what was good and what you can improve on, because this can help you prepare for the exam. With the format of what a history exam style essay question is, do timed essays so you get used to writing history essays in timed conditions. It also helps you to get used to writing in a time frame with what it would be like in an exam. When you do past papers, make sure you answer the question. You'll want to get used to writing answers to questions, but you also need to get used to planning in your exam so you can get used to planning in exam conditions. In the exam, remember to read the question. This goes for any exam. Remember to read the question and answer that exact question. Key thing with history is don't waste time. Remember to read the question, understand the question, plan your answer, write your answer, double check your answer. If you follow these steps, you'll be set for history. You'll do really well. Whether it's what happened in this time period, what were the consequences of these two events, really don't know any good examples much because I have not done history in like 2 years. understand the concept of what they're asking you about. Another thing to remember, be clear in questions. If they're asking you to evaluate, be clear at why you agree and why you disagree. If you feel both ways, then make sure you do it strong. Like, make sure you have a strong why you agree and disagree. And do it if you can pull it off. If you're not sure you're able to pull it off, just go with either I agree or disagree. Stay relevant to the questions, important. Don't just move on to talking about irrelevant stuff that's not anything relevant to the question. History, it's about giving a clear answer, just not blurting everything you know about a topic. Another thing, make sure you leave enough time. Set yourself time to answer each question. If you don't finish the question in that time, skip it, move on, and then come back to the questions you haven't finished when you've answered all the questions. Now I'm going to talk about how to be prepared for history. Go through the specification, see what you need to know and what is on the specification to learn, and learn what's on the specification, and you'll be set. Plan answers for questions so that you get used to planning and writing in a time frame. This is so important. If you're going to give essays to your teachers, type them up and then print them or email them. This is just so much easier. For essay subjects, for essays I give to my teacher, I would always type because it was just so much easier. Ask for improvements, because you need to know what's good, but you also need to know what's bad and what you can improve. Also, try not to do them with notes, so you get used to doing like questions without notes, or textbooks or revision guides. This will help mimic an exam setting and get used to working in an exam setting, so hope this video was helpful. Hope you've enjoyed. I know I'm not the best at history, as you can tell by how short this is. Probably going to be like the shortest revision video because there's only so much I can say about history. I will link my playlist down below of Revision with Slick, so I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Bye.